Robert Taylor reveals the truths that Stanwyck, Barbarous Robert Taylor was born Spangler and divorced. August 5, 1911, Arlington Bug in Philly, Nebraska, became well known as among Hollywood's most prestigious and trustworthy leaders during the golden age of cinema. His development from a boy from the Midwest who wants to be a musician to an icon on the screen was indicated by tenacity, skill, and a screen presence that held spectators' attention for more than 30 years. Renowned for his calm, deep voice and well-sculpted appearance, Taylor's intensity made him a classic, the legacy of the matinee idol that continues to reverberate throughout the history of classic. Taylor's early life was influenced by film. From a humble background, the son of he had originally planned to become a doctor, pursued a musical career and went to Dawn College. Prior to enrolling at Pomona College, California, his journey there took a pivotal moment when he started acting in school plays that attract talent. Scouts see his charisma on stage and his cinematic. His attributes quickly brought him to MGM Studios, and he was given the stage name in 1934. Robert Taylor. With the tremendous resources of MGM and his commercial might behind him, Taylor swiftly rose through the ranks of fame. With the 1935 hit, he made his breakthrough. Wonderful Obsession on the other side of Irene Dunne, demonstrating his passionate charm, tremendous depth of feeling. From then on, Taylor established himself as a fixture in Hollywood's most acclaimed movies with a broad range of genres, including romantic dramas such as Greta and Camille 1936, Garbo for war movies like Baton 1943 and Waterloo Bridge, where he performed in 1940 individuals with inner strength and stoic dignity. Power. Possibly one of his most famous parts was Quo Vadis 1951 is a biblical epic play, whereby he played Marcus Vinicius as a Roman commander caught between obligation and conscience. Throughout the Second World War, Taylor made contributions to the war effort in addition to through his patriotic film roles, war movies, but also by joining he was assigned to the U.S. Naval Air Corps as a storyteller and flight instructor of training videos. His feeling of national pride, this obligation made him even more devoted to his post-war films, and the American public showed a more sophisticated and global perspective. Sensitivity. After the war, Taylor was able to change to a darker, more ethically various roles as seen in movies like The Undercurrent, High Wall in 1946, The Bribe in 1947-1949, demonstrating a readiness to confront his personal image and accept the evolving American film's tone. During the course of during the 1940s and 1950s, Taylor's acting developed, and he stopped acting touchy youths to more sophisticated, tough characteristics. He gained respect as well. Producer who also dabbled in television in the last years of his profession, mostly as the host and sporadic the detective star in the crime drama from 1959 to 1962, Robert Taylor was the star. His capacity for smooth transitions solidified between television and movies his status as an adaptable and durable role in the entertainment industry. Following a period of courtship that Robert, a 3-year Hollywood star, Taylor with the well-known actress Barbara Stanwyck, May 14, 1939. The event was held in San Diego, California, and was a significant occasion in the entertainment industries, drawing interest from both the media and fans. Their union was perceived as a combination of two of the most well-liked and gifted stars from Hollywood's heyday. Stanwyck, an accomplished actress, is well known for her stirring performances and a sense of independence, had already established a notable career in both movies, and by the time Sarah and Taylor got married, radio. The matinee star Taylor has a wonderful screen personality, was regarded with equal admiration, and well known for his contributions to action movies and romantic dramas. Though the wedding was small yet elegant, Marion was among those present. Marks, the comedian Zippo Marx's wife, who served as the matron of honor for Stanwyck. Marion was a friend, yet she was also a section of the closely knit circle of celebrities who comprised Hollywood's elite. Buck Mack was Taylor's best man at the time. A former performer in vaudeville who had a strong paternal bond with Millie Mack was the spouse of Stanwyck. Mack, the elder sister of Stanwyck, who had served as a sort of stand-in parent to the actress because of her challenging childhood, not only serving as a Mack, a paternal figure, also served as Stanwyck's personal helper, overseeing her affairs and providing for her properly protected privacy in public eye. Despite the perception that their union was lasting for some years, The pair gradually started to separate as a result of discrepancies in one's personal and professional life as well as the pressure that Hollywood stardom is frequently attributed to partnerships. Following over 12 years of Barbara Stanwyck petitioned for a marriage separation and the pair's official split up in February 1951. Their marriage's demise signified the conclusion of one of the most prominent unions while they were dating. Taylor and Stanwyck lived together. Anthony Tony Dion, her adopted son whom she had previously adopted during her marriage to actor and comedian Frank Fay. Throughout, Tony resided with the couple a large portion of their union and was perceived as a member of their mixed family, but following the divorce, Stanwyck kept all custody of the boy and Tony connection with Taylor grew increasingly far away, but Taylor hadn't legally. Tony was adopted. He had served as a father figure. In the early years that followed, Taylor eventually found love after his divorce. Once more, in 1952, he met Ursula, the attractive and gifted German actress who had become more well-known in European film prior to switching to Hollywood. The two soon established a deep bond and their partnership flourished in spite of Taylor's prior expressed hesitancy to get married again. In May they were wed in a modest ceremony on the 23rd of 1954. Jackson Hole, Wyoming, ceremonial setting tucked away among the untamed splendor of Taylor's was mirrored in the Rocky Mountains. Passion for nature and the pair's wish for a private, peaceful gathering away from the press highlight. Ursula Ths and Robert Taylor went on to become parents together. Welcomed a son as their first child, named in 1955, Terrence had a daughter. Tessa was born in 1959. Taylor actively contributed to the upbringing of their kids and was frequently described as a kind and caring father. In addition to their two biological, Taylor also became a stepfather to the children. To Ursula's offspring from her former Michael and Manuela T's. His marriage accepted his stepfatherhood and the family was present for many years. Steady and close-knit, but tragic would then hit the Taylor home. May 26, 1969, a couple of months prior to Robert Taylor's personal lung cancer death when Ursula Ths found her body, in a West Los Angeles neighborhood, Michael Ths' son hotel roommate drug had killed him. Overdose is a terrible way to terminate a young life. Characterized by emotional difficulties and upheaval, Michael had just been let out of a mental health facility just a month earlier to his passing, posing difficult queries regarding his mental well-being and the sufficiency due to his medical care. His life had taken a especially sinister turn in 1964 when he was committed to a reformatory upon his try to contaminate his biological, putting pesticide in his father's food. This really upsetting incident startled and caused tension among the family partnerships that are looming large over the years after Michael's hardships and the weight of the grief they caused largely on Ursula and the other family, particularly Robert Taylor's health was deteriorating quickly. Lung cancer was discovered in the late 1960s, partly because of his years of intense. Taylor fought the illness by smoking with stoicism, remains effective when feasible while receiving therapy. His both marked the last months. Physical deterioration and psychological distress while he dealt with his stepson's passing as well as the understanding that his time with his loved ones was in the last stages of last years of his life and work. Robert Taylor, a Hollywood hottie, once regarded as the pinnacle of on-screen at last. Masculinity become more transparent about the turbulent and intensely private causes behind his marriage's demise to screen. Barbara Stanwyck, a legend, for years their union had captured people's attention and hailed by the media as one of Hollywood's most glitzy yet mysterious combinations behind the glittering red carpet appearances and arranged picture opportunities, but lay a marriage that was emotionally taxing. Between incompatible temperaments and details of Taylor's silent sacrifices long concealed beneath stoic layers, discretion in open discussions with intimate companions and subsequent biographers, Taylor acknowledged that his partnership with Stanwyck was anything but the ideal of romance. Portrayed by the publicity for their studio's machine, he mentioned the strong impact of MGM executives, in particular Louis B. Mayer, the studio chief, who had pushed him into matrimony while they were both his professional background and individuality where Taylor is still developing, younger than Stanwyck 4 years later and yet unable to locate in Hollywood. He frequently felt overpowered by her powerful presence off-screen and on-screen. She was a strongly motivated actress with a powerful presence of someone who clawed her way out of an excruciating. Taylor admired her despite her past poverty. strength, but eventually he acknowledged that he felt devalued by it as well. According to Taylor's marriage was plagued by a basic emotional misalignment. Stanwyck was quite self-reliant and frequently a survival mechanism that is emotionally guarded from her childhood of desertion and strife. Taylor, however, yearned for coziness, tenderness, and a feeling of intimacy in the home that he discovered. He explained their growing elusiveness. House as a silent repository of unspoken things characterized by tasteful quiet and a persistent feeling of unfulfilled expectations. The pair frequently strayed. Stanwyck is immersing himself in different universes. Oneself in her craft with nearly Taylor and military discipline turning to outdoor pastimes and men camaraderie that can occasionally last a long period. Excursions for hunting or retreating to their ranch if isolation provided respite from stress in marriage. Taylor also disclosed the burden of constantly being in the spotlight. Examination. He was a matinia idol, anticipated to keep a pristine appearance. Men at the studio who handle press carefully coordinated the appearances of the pair, even writing quotes for fans' periodicals. Every individual's stress has to be hidden behind a facade of perfection. Marriage wasn't all that it was. Taylor once remarked, between two individuals in an uncommon instance of when a deal was made with the we had to perform for the public. Each day brings another agonizing revelation entailed their divergent. Taylor's aspirations for family life claimed to have yearned for kids, but Stanwyck's own tragic experiences haunt her childhood, and hesitant about becoming a mother declined. Although Taylor never voiced criticism in public, her choice, which he later acknowledged confidence that it left a profound gap in their union, the lack of children. He thought about leaving them with less ties to support the expanding separation between them, which increases though there was emotional intricacy. Persistent rumors that have never been verified, but constantly speculating about Taylor's potential encounters and inquiries regarding his sexual. Whispers of orientation that many Golden Age Hollywood stars. Taylor, who was born and raised under contract and under control, are frequently observed. His personal decisions are constrained by the standards of his time and the studio system's dominating nature. His camaraderie with a few male co-workers raised eyebrows in the business community. Nonetheless, such discussion was not included in Stanwyck, a public figure, too, had her share of rumors amid whispers. The stress of life with hidden facts could have contributed to the widening gap in their emotions. Possibly the most moving admission from Taylor regarding his apprehension of conflict and his unwillingness to stop the union himself. He acknowledged that he had desired to depart years before to the divorce, but remorse kept him immobilized. Public anticipation and a persistent wish that things could possibly become better in the end. Stanwyck submitted the application for divorce with the excuse of irreconcilable distinctions, a neat legal phrase that hardly touched the exterior of their emotional past together. Despite Taylor's constant mention of Stanwyck's suffering with a sense of both regret and devotion later in life, in interviews, he mentioned as the most significant woman I ever encountered and my most influential instructor. Stanwyck, on the other hand, never got married again, and frequently refused to mention Taylor. Despite what her friends said, she stayed silently committed to his mind. In spite of these intensely personal difficulties, Taylor demanded that he and Stanwyck uphold a basic regard for one another. Despite their 1951 divorce, they continued to complement one another. Stanwyck never remarried in public, and when Taylor developed a serious lung condition, cancer, in the late 1960s, according to reports, quietly paid him a visit in the hospital, without any fanfare because of a devotion that had not, in the end, completely faded. Taylor didn't try to make a confession to alter or damage Stanwyck's legacy history, but rather a tardy act. Sincerity. Two of us were attempting to make in a universe where nothing is conceivable. His remarks introduced a level of humanity to what had long been bittersweet, been viewed as an unfinished fairy tale romance, reminding us that even the greatest dazzling stars are not impervious to loneliness, mismatched hearts, and the unseen cracks that only occurred at that time cannot heal. Was recognized in October 1968. Robert Taylor, an American actor, is recognized, renowned for his attractive appearance and powerful appearance on film, underwent a crucial surgical operation to eliminate a segment of his right lung. The initial reason for the procedure was a medical diagnostic indicating that Taylor perhaps gotten coccidioidomycosis, a more frequent severe fungal infection referred to as valley fever, the illness that is common in desert areas, including the Central Valley of California, can imitate pneumonia. symptoms and is frequently acquired by breathing in airborne fungi. Doctors were worried about spores because Taylor displayed symptoms that were consistent with the infection, like a chronic weariness, chest pain, and coughing due to his lengthy history of heavy smoking, although additionally, there was underlying fear regarding the potential for a more serious situation that is hidden for the duration of the procedure that was meant to be a preventative and diagnostic actions. Taylor, physicians discovered something sobering. Wasn't experiencing valley fever, but from lung cancer in its advanced stages. The diagnosis was